Hi, I would like to welcome all of us to today's reading from 1 Timothy chapter 5 from 3 to 8, and I'm going to read the Word of God. Honor widows who are truly widows, but if a widow has children or grandchildren, let them first learn to show godliness to their own household and to make some return to their parents, for this is pleasing in the sight of God. She who is truly a widow, left all alone, has set her hope on God and continues in supplications and prayers night and day. But she who is self-indulgent is dead even while she lives. Command these things as well, so that they may be without reproach. But if anyone does not provide for his relatives, and especially for members of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. This is actually a wonderful word and instruction from Paul to Timothy on how the church should care for widows. So this passage is about honoring those who are truly in need, while also calling families to fulfill their God-given responsibilities. And I would like to ask us a question today by saying, who is responsible for caring for those in need? And what does faithful care reveal about our relationship with God? Because it seems in Ephesus there was no distinction between the roles of the family and the church. And Paul is making clear instructions through Timothy that expecting the church to meet every need is not possible, because God has entrusted also roles to a family. And since there is tension between expecting the church to meet every need and neglecting the personal responsibility God has given to families, Paul is arguing here that genuine faith is demonstrated not merely by receiving care from the church, but by faithfully caring for one's own family and wisely stewarding the church's resources. So as we have seen in verses 3 to 5, that honor and support widows who are truly alone. And 4 and 8, the Bible is very clear that families should bear the first responsibility to care for their own. Verses 6 to 7, the Bible is telling us also that empty profession and self-indulgence contradict a godly life. Therefore, verses 8 is telling us also neglecting one's family denies the faith in practice, and is highlighting that genuine faith is evidenced by faithful love. Therefore, today, the gospel is revealing to us a God who cares for helpless and has adopted us into his family through Christ. And because Jesus Christ cares for us in our greatest need, we are called to reflect his love by honoring and caring for those who are truly vulnerable, while taking responsibilities for those God has entrusted to us. The church becomes a visible expression of God's compassionate household without reproach if we do these things. So, because Jesus Christ has cared for us, we should honor him by faithfully caring for our own families, and compassionately supporting those who have no one else to care for. So, I would like to say, since Paul has made clear about the roles of the family and the church, Jesus welcomed us and also cared for us, and he did this while we were still sinners. We were spiritually helpless. We were spiritually dead. And he formed us into God's household, where love is expressed through caring vulnerable. May God help us today so that we can be able to care for those who are vulnerable within our reach. God bless us. Have a nice day.